Welcome to Instant Deck Techs. The aim of this series is to give you a short, concise guide on how to build a certain deck. We won't go over every card, but we'll go through all the categories and go over all the types of cards you need to make the deck work. The cards listed will be down in the comments below. The commanders of this deck are Sakashima of 1000 Faces and Kamahl, Heart of Krosa. Sakashima is 3 and a blue for a legendary creature human rogue. You may have Sakashima of 1000 Faces enter the battlefield as a copy of another creature you control, except it has Sakashima of 1000 Faces' other abilities. Those are, the legend rule doesn't apply to permanents you control. It also has partner. Kamahl is 6 green for a 5/5 legendary creature human druid. At the beginning of combat on your turn, creatures you control get +3/+3 and gain trample until end of turn. It has the ability 1 and a green, until end of turn, target land you control becomes a 1/1 elemental creature with vigilance, indestructible and haste. It's still a land. He also has partner. The aim of the deck is to use Sakashima's ability to clone legendary creatures with broken effects that normally we wouldn't be able to do. The plan is that this will give us so much value that by the time we play Kamahl, we will be in a position to win the game on the spot. If we don't, then we can start cloning Kamahl and hit for a ton of damage. To make the most out of our legendary creatures, we want to run a number of clone effects. The best ones, apart from our commander, are Sakashima the Impostor, Spark Double, and Helm of the Host, as they naturally copy legendary creatures. The next batch are all the most efficient clones, or have added value like being able to clone multiple times, or ones that can clone permanents instead of just creatures. The last group are all still serviceable, and are all budget-friendly options. In total, you want between 8 to 10 clone effects in the deck. There is a wide variety of good legendary creatures in our colours, that get even better when you have multiples of them. I'd recommend looking for cards that give us card advantage, help with mana, or buff our team. But this is where you can really make the deck your own, and play your favourite legendary creatures in blue and green. As some of the cards will overlap into ramp and card draw, you can run between 6 and 12 cards in this slot. We want most of our ramp to be on 1 or 2 drop creatures. These will later turn into a win condition when we play Kamahl. We want as many 1 drops as possible, and will only play 2 drops if they can tap for either of our colours. We still need to run 8 dedicated card draw effects. These can be made up from a combination of legendary creatures and other dedicated card draw effects as well. As we are a creature-centric deck, I would always recommend running Zendikar Resurgent and Beast Whisperer if you have them available to you. Outside of these, you can run whatever bits of card draw you have available to you. We want at least 8 bits of interaction in the deck. We don't have a ton of board wipes in our colours, but to an extent, swinging with all our creatures with Kamahl out should serve as a good way to clean up the board. We mainly want to be looking for things that will get rid of any speed bumps our opponents play. This is a deck that needs a lot of protection. If someone removes Sakashima from our board while we have a clone legendary out, we will lose one of them due to the legendary rule coming back into effect. The standard package of Lightning Greaves and Swiftfoot Boost is a must. I would then recommend running the best counterspells you have available to you, as this will serve protection for our commanders and interaction against your opponent's best spells. The counterspells can also overlap with our removal suite. For redundancy, we're also going to run a copy of Mirror Gallery in case Sakashima is ever removed. We can also run some other win conditions in the deck. With all the clone effects we have, Buy a Visionary actually becomes a win condition in this deck. If you're a fan of combo, we can run Vesuvian Shapeshifter anyway as it's a clone effect, but this combos with Brine Elemental so our opponents never untap. As a backup Kamahl, we can also run Champion of Lambalt and Beastmaster Ascension. For when we do have Kamahl out, Sylvan Awakening and Kamahl's Will turn our lands into a lethal threat. These are the only effects of this type I would recommend running, as importantly these give our lands indestructible as well. As we are a 2-colour deck, we have some room for some utility lands. Only go for ones that don't tap for a colour of mana if they have very good effects, such as Alchemist Refuge or Reliquary Tower. For the rest of the mana base, run the best dual lands you have available to you. This deck will probably have more green cost than blue, so make sure your land count is proportional to this. This is aimed to be a powerful and synergistic deck. However, if you want to make this more competitive, up the amount of fast mana and add to the counter package. You can also add green creature tutors and faster finishers as well. Let us know in the comments if there are any commanders you would like to see a deck tech on. Like, share and subscribe to see future deck techs on this channel. Thank you very much for watching.